couple of designs, a couple of alternative designs for the helmet, and then I have to do that anyway. So, and sometimes I also do it for myself, just to pick different parts and working on those separately, just to nail down the design more. So I'm still doing what I started to do at the first place, defining more the materials and their shapes. So yeah, changing its levels a bit just to make it a bit darker and lighter. So his left hand is casting a shadow on his body, as you can see. And at the moment, is I'm not really satisfied with the left side of the character because I can't really see what's happening. So I started to think about to add another light source. What could be in a basement? So probably it's some kind of security light or emergency light. What is usually red, and this allows me to introduce another color and another light source to the image. So I'm just adding these red lights to the character, just to his silhouette, and it really helps to pop up the character from the background. So yeah, and it works well, as you see. So that's why I'm making the background even more darker. But as a next step, I also adding some lights. So I'm adding the main light, what is probably comes from the outside. So somebody just opened the door in the basement and basically called the assassin, who tried to sneak into the building. And the other light source is the emergency light of the basement. I used, you might be interested, I used a colored edge layer for the lights. It's really easy to put down lights with a colored edge layer. Just you have to be careful because it could be really easily get oversaturated. So yeah, I have basically established the whole lighting with this one, and now I'm trying to match the character to this light conditions. I'm flipping back. It's also useful because it's almost like hitting a refresh button to your mind if you're flipping the canvas. You instantly see the faults and what works and what not. So yeah, trying to match the character to the lights. Basically, that's what I'm doing. Oh, don't forget you also have bouncing lights. So the light's coming from the back, but it bounces back from the floor to the underside of his leg. So that's why you have light there. Adding smaller details to the background, again like dirt and oil marks or what you can imagine. I'm zooming back in because I still feel his head isn't quite right, so I'm adding more fine details there, like googles or some kind of googly thing to his visor. So yeah, I think the design is getting there. So at the moment, I'm quite happy with that. It's probably gonna change later, but anyway, at this stage, I think it's quite alright. Now what I'm doing is adding a bit of texture uh, to the metal plates or bronze plates, and I really like Color Dodge layer. It's just lovely stuff. So what I'm doing here is adding highlights with a textured brush. What uh, what basically gives all the small details what I need, and I don't have to go in with a 5 pixel brush to make those. So just at this stage, I'm just trying to suggest what is there. So yeah, and going back to the knife, so I haven't really done anything with the knife. I really want to do some cool designs for that, but what I have in my mind is basically just a curved blade, what is a bit rusty as well, or not really rusty but worn at least. And I'm also giving fake, basically fake details to his arm piece, what is some kind of a weird steampunk computer piece on his arm. I just want to add some lights and some fake details just to suggest something happening there. So, yeah, and the next step is what I totally forget about are the hands, because the hands are also very important beside the face. Those are the most important things on a character. If the hands are working, then you're fine. If not, then your illustration just sucks, basically. It's quite funny, but that's how it works. So the hands are really important. They are not really perfect at the moment, but they are right. They are right for this stage. Going back to the other hand, I imagine this leather gloves, what he's wearing. It's just another piece of detail, just to break up, just to break up the design of his hand a bit more, and it also makes sense because that rusty piece on on his hand should have to attach to something. What are the gloves? So yeah, basically I'm pretty much done with this. I'm just going back and adding a bit more reddish highlights to the body. And yeah, I think basically that's it. I'm just changing the levels again, just a tiny bit, and creating another colored Dutch layer just to add a bit more lights, a bit more highlights on the edges of the character. An orangey one on the left side and some reddish thing on the right side as a final touch. So yeah, basically that's it. I'm just signing the piece and done. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something, and see you in part 4 where I go into more detailing.